Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It looks like we have the sizes, the game sizes, the download file sizes for the biggest games coming to the Nintendo Switch for launch. Anyway, so this comes from Nintendeal over on X.com. Shouts to them. I'll leave a link to his original post down below. Let's look at these sizes, and I'll have a little infograph pop up while we're going over this. So Cyberpunk 2077 is right here. It says 59.8 gigabytes. That's pretty big. So that's just a download. All right. Yakuza 0 Director's Cut is going to be 53.7 gigabytes. Another pretty big game for a Switch game. Again, this is Switch 2, much better graphics, you know, the whole works. All right, Mario Kart World, and they figured this out right away, but I'm going to put it in here anyway. That is 23.4 gigabytes. I'm shocked that a game that big is under 50. So shout outs to Nintendo for having their awesome programming skills to pretty much condense file sizes. Like, they're really good at that. Now, Bravely Default Flying Fairy Remastered is 11 gigabytes. Donkey Kong Bonanza, and this isn't official, this is just what he thinks it is or what he's heard, and that's 10 gigabytes. So Donkey Kong Bonanza, the game I'm pretty much most excited for out of all the ones I've seen so far, because, well, I'll make a separate video on that. It just looks awesome. It looks unique, it looks groundbreaking, and it's Donkey Kong. Since when has Donkey Kong had a solo third-person game, sorry. So 10 gigabytes. And then here we are, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. The base game is, and this is the Switch 2 edition, is 14.4 gigabytes. And then the DLC is 9.8 gigabytes, adding up to a total of 24.2 gigabytes. And it sucks that the DLC is not included in the Switch 2 edition. They might as well have just thrown it in there. I mean, the game is, what, 8 years old now? Because it came out literally on the Wii U also. So I don't know why they would charge it for, you know, I don't get it. Anyway, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Nintendo Switch 2 edition is 16.3 gigabytes plus 3.6 gigabytes. I'm guessing that's for the upgrades. And that's adds up to about 19.9 gigabytes, so basically 20 gigabytes. It's insane to me that these two games that are massive are less than 50 gigs. Again, shout out to Nintendo for figuring this all out. All right, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. The base game is 5.8 gigabytes, and with the upgrades and the new DLC that's included in the Switch 2 edition, it adds up to about 11 gigabytes. So together, 13 gigabytes. Still not bad. And it's weird to me that throughout the 3DS, the Wii, every system that Kirby's come out on, Kirby is always put at a premium price. I love Kirby, but it's gonna be like 80 bucks for Kirby? That's insane to me. Again, love Kirby. I have the Forgotten Land already, so I just had to buy the DLC and get the upgrade. So I'll probably do that. I haven't finished it yet, so now I have an excuse to go back and finish the game. And then the last one on this list is Super Mario Party Jamboree, Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus Jamboree TV. So it includes the DLC for the Switch 2. And that is 5.3 gigabytes plus 7.7 gigabytes, adding up to 13 gigabytes. So these file sizes aren't too crazy from Nintendo, but it looks like third party, we're going to be having some pretty big file sizes. And this is just at the beginning. So my guess is, like, when we get to our big, huge games like our Maddens or our WWEs or, you know, these really big third-party games, now that the Switch is in the 4K playing field, we're going to probably get a couple hundred gigabyte games. I'm wondering what Call of Duty, because Microsoft signed that deal for parity and everything and putting it on the Switch, I'm curious if the Switch 2 version will be in the 100 gigabyte area. And if that's the case, we're going to need a lot of memory cards, because the onboard memory is what, 256 gigabytes? That's crazy to me. I was really hoping they'd put an SSD in the dock just for like extra storage, or have the ability to put an SSD in there, something. I think that would have been really cool. The way it's designed now, it's like, it's just using those high-speed memory cards, those micro SD cards. So I'm very curious how fast gamers will fill up this hard drive. Now, granted, the games are really expensive this generation, at least for now. Hopefully that changes throughout the console's life. We could fill that up like day one. Like, if you add up all of these, that's more. That's the 256 is gone. It's not enough. If you're rich and you can afford all these games, and we're not even talking about all the download only games that we're gonna get day one. Like, there's the sequel to Fast RMX, which I love that game. I really want a new F-Zero. I'm gonna make a video on that too. So there's another thing that dropped today, and this is another rumor for the Nintendo Switch 2. I wanted to add it to this video. I was gonna make a separate video, but I'll just put it together because I'll make the video nice and meaty. New Switch 2 rumors, and again, this is a rumor, and this comes from Switch 2 stock on X. It says new Switch 2 rumors. Themes will be available from firmware version 2.0 onwards, possibly 2.1, 2.2. They will be unlocked through Platinum points and quests on NSO exclusivity, and some will be requiring payment via the Nintendo eShop. No NSO required. So you're going to have ones where you unlock exclusively through using the Nintendo Switch Online app, kind of like they have the Avatar system right now on the Switch, where you can use your points to buy icons. Now, what sucks about that is I had like over 1,000 points, and I let my Nintendo Switch Online lapse for a little bit because I wasn't really playing the Switch. And when I came back to it, like to play Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, or Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, all those points were gone. So if you let it lapse for too long, or heck, if you let it lapse at all, I think you lose all your points. And that really sucks. So make sure you use those points. Don't save them, because once the NSO goes out, or heck, I don't know if there's an expiration date or something on those. Nobody told me. Anyway, so they're going to have exclusive ones, probably timed ones, just like they do with the avatars, like I was saying. And then they'll just have regular ones that you could buy, like on the 3DS. The 3DS had some awesome themes. I remember a Monster Hunter Stories, which is one of my favorite 3DS games, and favorite Pokemon. It wasn't really Pokemon, but you capture monsters, you raise them. So it's the monster raising thing. I love that game so much. It really like showed what the 3DS could do in that game, and it shocked me why. It's like you play Monster Hunter Stories on the 3DS, and then you play Pokemon Sun and Moon, and you're like, why couldn't Pokemon do this? like Monster Hunter was insane. Now, granted, there's thousands of Pokemon, and like 20, maybe 30 monsters in Monster Hunter Stories, so it's a little difference. But anyway, so the themes for that were really cool. The Pokemon themes are cool. There was Mario Kart themes. Getting back to that, that's going to be awesome. Especially with this console being like, it's going to be more personable because you take it with you. You can plug it on the TV. It's going to be like your personal game console. And with themes, it's going to make that more personal, which is really cool. And I love the themes, man. Anyway, that is the news for today. Keep an eye on the channel. Subscribe. Leave a like down below if you like the video. I got probably 20 videos lined up that I have planned to make now that I've got all the branding and everything ready to go. I really hope you like the new opening. Thanks for watching, and stay frosty.